What's up, man? How we doing? Good to see you. All right, David, what do we have in the drink?
I'll take a red something. I'm Australian, I'll drink anything.
Anything
red.
something?
As you think about craft, the beautiful thing I think about design is solving a problem. There's nothing worse than somebody saying, let's start with a blank page. What I love about craft and design, period, is what problem you're trying to solve, and can design be a language to do that? So I'm an old fontographer, meaning I'm the last school of classically trained graphic design. So I could sit here and try and figure out what a Bembo looks like versus a Baskerville versus a Garamond versus a Dodie. You know, I could actually figure out these fonts and why they do what they do and what kerning's about and leading. You learn all this stuff coming through the ranks because the software at the time failed you. So you needed those skills to understand that the leading's wrong, that the line spacing in these manufactured fonts aren't working. So if you really want to communicate in a way that felt like it would work 48 feet away when you're trying to do something that communicates on a billboard versus in a magazine, you probably want to learn that.
Yeah.
Is it relevant today? Probably not so much, because we live in this fast culture. But I'd love it to pull back a little bit and just sort of go easy on those brakes and understand that craft it's about knowing. Whether you apply it or not, I hope you get to apply it. But if you don't, then at least you bloody know.
Yeah.
And that makes you feel like you validated the things that you care about.
It's similar to how the word craft has been stretched in recent times. So is the word creative. And when you think about how modern people are interpreting what creatives are, does that resonate with you? Does it piss you off? Is the meritocracy around it, the democracy around what a creative is, who all can be a creative?
Wow, what an exceptional question. I am thrilled that creative and creativity following that is democratized, because it means there's more bad experiences out there that make exceptional experiences stand out. The bespokeness of a craft that equals creativity in action, science out in motion, whatever that is, whatever it is that you're trying to emote, when you see it in the exception, then it becomes exceptional. When you see it in the norm, that just becomes noise. And I'm okay with that too, but I don't need to hear shit at volume 10, man. I'd rather try and listen in at volume 3.
When did the job or the career or the vocation, however you want to characterize it, become more than design?
Oh.
When did the aperture widen beyond?
This question's for me personally?
Yeah.
When I realized I had a curiosity for just people in the wild. Because design is a tool to communicate ideas. What are those ideas they're trying to communicate? For me, transcends design, and then allows me to take more of a philosophical point of view. That design becomes the tool then, which is probably the wrong approach, but it helps me on-ramp to that as a solution, but I prefer to be before it. What's happening before that?
Yeah.
And I fell into it, to be honest. And part of that is just because I'm curious.
Was that a break? Was that an ask from someone? Was it
It was both. I like your curious questions. Thanks for that. It was both. I'm privileged. I'm blessed in my career, don't get me wrong. But I'm privileged to get to a point where if you recognize somebody's talent and you're able to, one, either promote them or give them the opportunity they deserve beyond your ego, that will come back to you 10 times stronger, because you've gifted that to someone else. They'll never forget it. And so the guy who worked for me is my first employee. He ended up being my boss. And in that time period, he became the CEO of AOL. This guy called Tim Armstrong came into the business from Google days. I met with him and said, look, I think the plan is interesting. These are the things that I think would make it amazing. One of those things is shut down everything I just launched. Let's get it right. And he asked me to come on and say, let's do this.
What do you think you all really got right in that era?
We got to redesign AOL as something that was a fragmented, big behemoth of a brand that got left behind. And we went and built all these incredible verticals. So people were very proud when they knew that they got to work for Engadget or TechCrunch or Huffington Post, or ultimately, you know, Tumblr, because we ended up buying Yahoo.
Yeah.
And we also took over MSN. We did a lot of things right. One thing we did right, which was a proud moment for me, is we rebooted that brand quite futuristically. We took this dormant AOL with a triangle thing, and I remember at the time, because I'd started being an antagonist and being the prophet and all that rubbish.
I mean, that was my next question, but
I'd started that because I go and be asked to sit on panels, and I'm the head of media and marketing in Europe, dude. I'm a serious.
Yeah, you're
I got real people.
Yeah,
I got millions of people I look after. I have a deep responsibility to make sure I build the pixel perfect websites out there. And I mean that. I come into a meeting as a designer, people would pitch me on a process or a theme or an idea or something we're doing. I'm like, I can't speak to you. They're like, why? I'm like, that thing is 3 pixels off, dude. You've got to come back. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, you have to move that logo 3 pixels, otherwise I cannot speak to you ever again. You know what I mean? I'm painful. I'm an HR nightmare, I'm sure, for people. But my point is, there was something that we needed to do to take what was really a dormant pedestrian brand and turn it into something quite rock and roll. And I got to participate in that process. And we did like this. We just went out and surveyed and talked and
would you characterize that as almost the role of being an ECD? You know, is that?
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Keep the brand attached to culture in a way that
brother.
is honest.
Yeah, and if you can do it through the lens of design, then we're fully there.
Yeah.
You have to convince people through the lens of design.
Yeah.
Then you're fully not there.
I mean, you're
dying to ask me about the digital profit.
Yeah, dude. I mean, come on, man. Like, how can I? First of all, how can I not? Second of all, I'm not even saying it's wrong.
Oh, wow, great. Okay, thanks.
I don't know. I mean, I'm
That's
sure
nice.
people
Thanks.
come. No, but like, I'm like.
Oh no, believe me.
But it's also
the internet's come at me. It's okay.
But like, that's also it working.
Oh, absolutely. I don't want to be ordinary.
Totally.
All right. So here's what I'll give you the straight talk.
It also wasn't. It's not like it was just one gig.
Oh no, my career was built out of it, man. And with that came, you know, it came with its time. It came with its time. Here, let me explain. Well, let me tell you how I got to the profit.
Yeah.
So my boss at the time, I came into New York to do some keynoting thing at some fancy pants, and my boss was in the audience. I'm like, he's like, Shingy, what are you doing here? I'm like, I'm the keynote. And I said, sit and pay attention. Let's see where this goes. So I presented, and he said, you need to move to New York to be our evangelist. Could you do that?
Huh. He said the word evangelist.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, I could, but I'm not going to call myself an evangelist, Tim. You have those at Google, and Yahoo has them, and MSN has them.
Yeah.
I'm going to come up with something rock and roll, boo. And I went out and had a couple of these, and we came up with the profit. Yeah, and it was meant to be ironic. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be. I'm powerful because I look. I don't take myself seriously. I take my job seriously.
Yeah.
I don't take myself seriously. So I'm here for the ha-ha, but it's also it's an archetype of the internet today. It's you know, there are people out there, and I would say there's a lot of those types across some other communication channels like YouTube and TikTok and other places. And
Yeah.
brother, I was there in the early days. I'm proud of it. I still go by it. God damn it.
What's the when you think about the years since 10, 15 years since, what has the digital prophet been surprised by? Positively surprised by?
Human truth. And what I mean by that is the ability for people to cut through the noise and say, oh, I've had enough of this. And
Where does that show up?
Oh, I think it shows up in the ability for people to ad block. You know, there's a billion ad blockers.
Yeah.
Why is nobody talking about that? People just want to talk about how AI is no longer so, you know, hallucinogenic. Okay. How about the fact that no one's going to get to see that if they block you? Let's talk about the head end of this thing.
Yeah.
So for me, it's that people will find their own way to the river. And some of it has to happen because they've gone through a trough, spending way too much time doing this, and this.
Yeah.
To find out that maybe that's not the best thing for me. That's one thing I've been surprised by. Oh, and one other thing, which is not that I'm surprised by, but here's what I'm going to tell you, is if we decide that the entire internet is going to be democratized by AI creative, it's going to be incredibly expensive, Shane, to get to me. Because I'm going to get completely blind by all of this type of pedestrian ads and creativity that is meant to amplify. For you to actually authentically get to me, it's going to cost you a lot. So I think advertising is going to go up, not down, because of AI.
Isn't that where brand stands out as the pillar of
Like
intentional?
dog's nuts. And that's, I believe, a massive opportunity that people are desensitized from, because they will look at a platform and say, what are the things that makes the platform today super sexy and intriguing? It's short-mindedness. It's going to be trends. It's going to be all these things.
Yeah.
It's the popular song. It's the hashtag. But if you've got brands that just cut through and say, I'm just going to do this.
Yeah.
And if you're into
All
it,
day, every day.
and if you're
this.
into it, awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're not into it, cool, because I kind of don't want you here anyway. But that's the difference between being a cult brand and actually creating the culture you care about and building a popular brand, which when you grow up kind of gets hard, because then you realize that your CAC, your customer
You giving me
acquisition
CAC
cost
speak right now?
is going to be tough, because
Yeah.
you're going to have to go out there and actually put your big boy pants on and go and figure out a way to build a brand, because what you built before that
Yeah.
was a chemistry that you didn't capitalize upon because you didn't bring them with. So, old school mentality of peer-to-peer and word of mouth and exclusivity. You know, I like that word actually.
Really?
If you're going to be exclusive, it means you have to exclude something. You know, when I hear somebody's like, oh, this is a limited edition. Limited to what? How many you can make? You know what I mean? I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I like the idea of the not everybody knowing everything all the time. You know? What do you want to talk about, cowboy?
I want to talk about where we are now and what's next, and what gives you energy and joy in your day after this incredible journey you've spent building.
For me, it's turning volume down,
Why?
because it actually creates a different way to listen. If you're hit with 1,500 media messages per day, which we are, it is very, very hard to walk away feeling like you're a whole human. And I'd much rather be a better conversationalist at a dining table than somebody who just skims across the conversation. And you can only do that if you create space. So part of that is volume. However you think volume is. It could literally be volume, or it could just be less. And less of that vibration is important, particularly in a world where we're trying to cover the world with concrete. It's not working, man. Nature's telling us to backlash against it. And I'm a dude who wears platforms, so I'm shit scared of nature. I'm just trying to get away from her. But this whole world is trying to, we're trying to put straight lines when there's meant to be curves. So I hope that the onslaught of technology means that we will use it to be better, but we will actually use it and not just absorb it. Because this whole passivity that we live in starts to become very homogenized if you stay in it. Anyway, I'm here for humanity, which is kind of a weird thing to talk about. I just would love to dial it down to sort of get back to how to use it for good, not for evil. Whatever evil is. I'm here for that. That's the last question? I get the last question?
Yeah, last question. That's
Yay!
it. That's it.
Should have been wrapped up 20 minutes ago.